Good morning to everyone. In the last class, students, we have learnt about the introduction about the metallurgy, minerals and ores, and what is a mineral, what is a ore. We saw some examples like for mineral, we saw clay is a mineral, bauxite is an ore. All ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. So this is a very important term that was used in metallurgy. And in metallurgy, what is the principle involved? We know that in metallurgy that involves the concentration of the ore. Second step, extraction of the crude metal, which involves the purification and refining of the metal. So everything we'll learn in this metallurgy. Metallurgy is nothing but the science of extracting the metal from the ore, from the earth crust, and these minerals are extracted from the ore through mining. So these and all we are going to learn in this lesson. Thermodynamic principle involved in metallurgy, electrochemical principle involved in metallurgy, about Ellingham diagram, application of the Ellingham diagram, observation of the Ellingham diagram, everything we are going to learn in detail. Already we have learned the introduction, the minerals and ores, and in the book they have given the list of some minerals and ores, and then about the examples of some minerals and ore is given, and what are the concentration methods we have learned. So first method we have learned hydraulic washing or gravity separation process. Hydraulic washing or gravity separation process. And second one, froth flotation process. Froth flotation. And the third one, electromagnetic separation. Third one, electromagnetic separation. And fourth one, leaching. And in leaching there are different types of leaching, that is ammonia leaching, cyanide leaching, alkali leaching, and acid leaching. So these are the four types of leaching: ammonia leaching, cyanide leaching, alkali leaching, and then acid leaching. These are the four important concentration methods that are involved in the extraction of the metals from the minerals. Okay, so this hydraulic washing, it is particularly applicable. We know that it is applicable to oxide ore, for example hematite and magnetite can be concentrated using this method. It is nothing but a current of water is sprayed and the lighter impurities are washed away and the heavier impurity will remain in the earth. Already we have learnt in the last class. And froth flotation is applicable for sulfide ore. Okay, what are the examples of sulfide ore? Zinc sulfide and then lead sulfide. And here hematite, Fe2O3. Okay, oxide ore can be concentrated using this method. And froth flotation, sulfide ore like zinc sulfide, lead sulfide can be concentrated. And electromagnetic separation, we can separate tin stone from wolframite. Tin stone from wolframite. Tin stone from wolframite, and all the siliceous impurity can be separated from chromite and pyrolusite. That is the non-magnetic impurity can be separated from the magnetic ore particle, or the magnetic impurity can be separated from the non-magnetic ore particle. And the next method is leaching. When you want to obtain the metal in a pure form, we use leaching, and there are four types of leaching: ammonia leaching, cyanide leaching, alkali leaching, and acid leaching. We saw one example for each one. So this is also very important. You can they can ask 1 5 mark in this lesson. The next one, today will learn the first step in the extraction of the crude metal. So this is the first step, that is concentration of the ore, and now we are going to learn the extraction in detail. That is the first one is conversion of ore into oxides. 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 Here when you extract the mineral through mining, the ore must be converted to oxide. Then only it will be easy to reduce into metal. So here the oxide ore or ore must be converted to oxide. Then the oxide must be reduced to metal. Then the oxide must be reduced to metal. Then only the process will be very easy. We will get the metal easily. Or here when the concentrated ore is present, it is present in the positive oxidation state. In the concentrated ore, the metal is present in the positive oxidation state. Positive oxidation state. so it must be reduced to metal, or it will be easily reduced to metal. So here we are using different methods of converting the ore into its oxides, or conversion of the metal ore into its metal oxides. Okay, the first method is roasting. So this roasting is mainly applicable for sulfide ore to its oxides, and here the ore is heated or roasted in the presence of excess of air below the melting point of the metal, Here the ore is taken and the ore is converted to oxide by heating with excess of air below the melting point of the metal. We have to heat below the melting point of the metal, then only we will get the metal oxide. So here the ore is heated in excess of air below the melting point of that metal. That process is known as roasting. And in roasting, what happens during this roasting? First one, when you heat, actually the moisture will be removed as vapor. Then if any volatile impurities are present, the volatile impurity will be removed as their corresponding volatile oxides. So that and all we are going to learn in this topic. So here it is particularly applicable for sulfide ore. So I am going to write the sulfide ore PBS. PBS is nothing but galena, that is lead sulfide. Lead sulfide on treatment with oxygen on heating, what happens? It forms lead oxide plus sulfur dioxide. Ultimately we have to balance this equation. For that I am taking 2 lead sulfide and 3 oxygen. It combines on heating to form 2 lead oxide and 2 sulfur dioxide. The next compound is zinc sulfide or zinc blend. Zn is known as zinc sulfide or zinc blend. It is treated with oxygen or heated in the presence of excess of oxygen. It forms zinc oxide plus sulfur dioxide. So 2 moles are formed. And then we will take copper sulfide. What about this copper sulfide? Cu2s plus 3O2. On heating it forms Cu2O, copper oxide plus sulfur dioxide is formed. So in all these cases, what do you infer? Sulfur dioxide is removed as oxides. So here first we have converted the ore to metal oxide, and in all these 3 processes what happens? Sulfur dioxide is removed as oxides, and the sulfur dioxide, it is not good for our health. So in industries what happened? The sulfur dioxide is trapped and it is converted into sulfuric acid. So in industries they will trap the sulfur dioxide and it is converted into sulfuric acid. What is the formula for sulfuric acid? H2SO4, and trap, and then it is made into sulfuric acid, by which we can avoid what? Air pollution. So roasting is nothing but sulfide ore must be converted to oxide, and for that the ore is heated in the presence of excess of air below the melting point of the metal, that is known as roasting. And here it is particularly applicable to sulfide ore. So I am taking the sulfide ore like lead sulfide, zinc sulfide. Lead sulfide on heating, what happens? It forms lead oxide, and zinc sulfide on heating it forms zinc oxide, and copper sulfide on heating it forms copper oxide. But what do you infer? All these processes, sulfur dioxide is removed and the sulfur dioxide is trapped and converted into sulfuric acid, and that is trapped in order to avoid air pollution. And what happens? The next step is the volatile impurities like this arsenic, phosphorus and sulfur are removed as their volatile oxides. They are removed as their volatile oxides. So here the arsenic is removed as arsenic oxide, and the sulfur is removed as sulfur dioxide, and this phosphorus, it is removed as phosphorus pentoxide. Okay, so these are all removed as a volatile oxide. So upward arrow indicates it is a gas. So finally we have removed all the impurity as well as we have converted the ore into metal oxide. Then the next method is calcination. Calcination is nothing but heating the ore heating the ore in the absence of air. Absence of air. Here excess of air in the absence of air into metal oxide is known as calcination. So here we are going to heat that metal, and this can also be carried out in limited supply of air. Either you have to cut the presence of oxygen, or you can use limited supply of air, or only small quantity of air can be used. So here we can take some of the example carbonates. So calcination is mainly applicable to carbonates. So here lead carbonate will form lead oxide plus carbon dioxide gas, and zinc carbonate will form zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide gas. Then magnesium carbonate into calcium carbonate, which forms magnesium oxide plus calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide is formed. In this three equation, what you infer here, all the ores are converted into its metal oxide and carbon dioxide gas. All these reaction, carbon dioxide gas is removed as a impurity. Then next, if any water of hydration or water of crystallization is present. What is water of hydration or water of crystallization? The number of water molecules present in the compound is known as water of hydration or water of crystallization. For example, Fe2O3. When it is heated, the water of hydration is removed. Okay, here you have to remove the water of hydration. So here the water of hydration or water of crystallization is nothing but the number of water molecules present in the compound is known as water of hydration or water of crystallization. On heating, the water of hydration is removed, and if any organic matter is present, that is also removed as their corresponding oxides. And you can also write for many other compounds like copper carbonate, calcium carbonate, everything, and for magnesium carbonate you can write. So this is you can try for these all: magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate and copper carbonates. So we have completed the roasting and calcination. This is the first step, that is the conversion of ore into metal oxide. So today we have learnt about all the roasting process and the calcination. What are the steps involved in roasting? What are the changes that takes place in roasting, and what are the changes that takes place in calcination? Examples for roasting and examples for calcination. So this can be asked in short answer. This cannot be asked in 5 marks. So this is the second step in the extraction of the metal. First one, concentration of the ore, and the extraction. Next one, conversion of the ore into metal oxide. So this can be asked in short answer or some one word. So far we have learnt the roasting and the calcination. So I hope you understood everything. It is very important that you have to write and learn. In chemistry you have to write and learn. Then only you can remember the equations properly, and it is very important to balance all these equations. If I left anything unbalanced, you please balance that one. So without balancing it becomes useless. Okay, so you have to balance the equation. When you write or when you learn itself, you balance all the equation and study. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you.